We take cows for granted. They are docile, slow-moving, and the source of our milk, cheese, and butter. But jump back 11,000 years, and the ancestor of the modern cow was a massive, aggressive beast that you would run away from. The Aurochs. So, how did a terrifying prehistoric wild ox become humanity's greatest agricultural companion? And who was the first person brave enough to try drinking its milk? The true story isn't just about farming. It's a story of human evolution. About 10,500 years ago, humanity was undergoing a massive shift called the Neolithic Revolution. We were settling down and inventing agriculture. In the region known as the Fertile Crescent, our ancestors began capturing and taming the Aurochs. This wasn't an overnight process. Genetic evidence tells a fascinating story. DNA traces all modern taurine cattle back to a shockingly small founding herd of perhaps just 80 wild female Aurochs. By selectively breeding the most docile animals over generations, humans shrank the massive Aurochs into the manageable domestic cattle we know today. So, we had cows. But how did anyone get the idea to drink their milk in the first place? It actually wasn't just a random, weird experiment. Remember, humans are mammals. We already inherently understood that mother's milk meant survival for babies. Early herders closely watched their animals and saw calves thriving and growing rapidly on milk. Anthropologists believe that the first human consumption of animal milk likely happened out of sheer necessity. During a harsh winter, a famine, or if a human mother died in childbirth, desperate early farmers logically turned to the milk of their domesticated animals as a substitute to save their starving children. Once they realized it kept infants alive, it was only a matter of time before hungry adults started trying to consume it too. The earliest hard evidence of humans successfully consuming dairy dates back about 9,000 years to modern-day Turkey. Archaeologists have found chemical residues of milk fats trapped inside the walls of ancient clay cooking pots. But there was a massive catch. If an adult from 9,000 years ago drank a tall glass of fresh cow's milk, they would have gotten violently ill. Why? Because virtually all ancient humans were completely lactose intolerant as adults. Just like most mammals on Earth, early humans lost the ability to produce lactase, the enzyme needed to digest milk sugars, shortly after they were weaned as toddlers. To get around this, our brilliant ancestors discovered a loophole: processing the milk. By leaving it in warm containers, naturally occurring bacteria fermented the milk. Turning it into early forms of yogurt, butter, and cheese naturally broke down the lactose to digestible levels. Those ancient milk fats found in the Turkish pottery, they were likely making prehistoric cheese. But then, evolution stepped in. Around 5,000 to 7,000 years ago, a random genetic mutation occurred in early farming communities in Europe, as well as independently in some African and Middle Eastern populations. This mutation basically left the lactase switch flipped on, allowing humans to keep digesting lactose into adulthood. Because raw milk is essentially a prehistoric superfood, packed with fat, protein, calcium, and pathogen-free water, those who had the mutation had a massive survival advantage during famines, droughts, and harsh winters. They lived longer and had more children, and the trait spread rapidly. Today, about a third of the global adult population can drink a glass of fresh milk without getting a stomachache, all thanks to a genetic lottery ticket triggered by our close relationship with cows. So, the next time you pour milk into your cereal, take a moment to respect the Aurochs, the desperate but clever farmers of the Neolithic era, and the thousands of years of biological teamwork that made it possible. If you enjoyed swallowing those facts and are still thirsty for more, hit the like button and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what ancient mystery we should squeeze out next, and I will see you in the next one.